everybody, welcome back to the Small World channel. It has been a minute. Things have been good. I'm now a full-time UPS driver. One of the reasons we have not seen so many videos. Before I had a lot of time to game hunt. I was working, part-time hours, a few hours a day, had time off. So now I'm working full-time hours every day, Monday to Friday, at least 10 hours a day. So haven't been game hunting much, or if I have been game hunting and finding things, haven't really had time to post. But I was in the game room today doing some cleaning and hit an amazing score. Really, again, probably one of the best scores that I've hit ever since I've been game hunting. So I have a few scores here. I'll give you a little background. A lot of this stuff is going to be resold. Some of it is going into the collection. Metaguy, he said he does storage unit auctions. Actually, you know what? Because I'm going to do all that stuff last. So I had a Sega Genesis pickup, $20. They said the console did not work, but it came with a little stack of games that I felt was worth $20. And then I thought maybe I could get the console working. So paid $20 for these here. Madden 94, NFL Quarterback Club 96, Sonic 2, not for resale, Sonic 1, Eternal Champions, this one I have never heard of, Shove It, the warehouse game, it's about maybe a $10 game or so, Super Off-Road, and then probably the best two, Super Thunderblade, in pretty good shape, and this one's a little rough on top, Thunder Force 2. So those were $20. Like I said, with a console. Even if the console doesn't work, it did have 2 controllers with it, so if I absolutely have to just scrap the console, that stack of games plus 2 controllers for $20 I think is fine. Went into a local game store, like consignment shop here in town that gets really weird things. They know I look for video games. I never really find anything there. So the other day I walked in and I saw this box sitting in there, and it still has a KB Toys sticker for $34.99. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. That controller there, could I buy that? And they said, oh, that just has Christmas stuff in it. And I didn't really know what they meant. And I was like, I guess it had like Christmas ornaments or something, like little snowman ornaments. Were just inside of it. And I said, oh, could I have the box? Because, I said, I think I have a green controller that I could put in that box. Could I just have the box? And they were like, yeah, no problem. So they took the Christmas ornaments out. It's hard to see probably on the camera, but it's, it's dented in a little bit. But it's pretty good. Like, you don't really find these boxes anymore, so. And it was free. If I had to pay, I probably wouldn't pay, more than maybe $5 for it. But that was cool. So we added that to the collection for free. Found another guy here in my town that was getting rid of a 3DO and kind of wanted a little bit too much for it. And we kind of talked, and I said, well, I have a console, and some of these games I already have, and I wouldn't, In the end, I believe I gave him $150. Because the console was in really nice shape, and I had a 3DO, but it didn't have a controller. So I thought, this way I can have an extra one, or trade that one to a buddy of mine, and this way I now have a controller, and he had a nice stack of games. So for $150, some of these boxes are in roughish shape. Pebble Beach Golf Links, Slam and Jam 95. I played this one with my girlfriend the other day. It was actually really fun. Twisted, the game show. Quarantine, that's one that goes for a little bit of money. I think 40 or 50 bucks. The Lost Files of Sherlock Holmes. So those were all the ones in the big long boxes. And then we had Myst, The Daedalus Encounter, Gex, which also came with the manual. Star Control 2, missing the case. Loose Disc, that's like a pretty expensive game. This actually was going for almost $100. 3DO Game Guru. I don't think it's actually a game. It's like a disc that you put in and it gives you cheat codes for other games, sort of like a Game Genie or something. Yeah. $75 or $80 that goes for. Icebreaker and Kingdom The Far Reaches. So you don't really see a lot of 3DO stuff for $150. You know, I figured might as well grab it now. Probably won't see it again. Another Genesis score. I've actually been finding Genesis lately. So let me pull out the ones, because there is kind of a little story to this. This is Facebook Marketplace. Woman had all these Genesis games. She was asking $5 a piece. And there was, I think there was 12 total. 4, 8. Well, some of them might be misplaced. Anyway, so it would have been $60 for all of them. And I said, you know, some of them I already have. And some of them, honestly, are worth like $3. So there was a few games that I wanted. And I said, well, could I just give you, if they're $5 a piece, you know, maybe I won't take them all. So she had them in a Ziploc bag, and they were all in really nice shape. Rocket Knight Adventures, which I have, but the one I have has this huge label across the front. Label, like barcode sticker. So that's going to be an upgrade. And then Maximum Carnage is one I did not have, as well as Phantasy Star 3. These were the 3 that I wanted. So I gave her the $15, and then she said, did you want the rest of these games, do you think? And I kind of said, well, I do, but I you know, I kind of like made up a story. I was like, oh, I don't really have the money to get them now, maybe in, like down the road. And she goes, yeah, you should just take them. So I only gave her $20 and took those 3 good games. And then I got Sonic Spinball, Wheel of Fortune, Mortal Kombat 2, Pac-Mania, which I didn't, that's actually not expensive, but it's like a $15 game. It's not, you know, your common, you know, $5 stuff. So that was cool. I just thought it was Pac-Man. I didn't realize it was Pac-Mania, which is different. Super Battleship, Ms. Pac-Man, and that's a really clean, really nice clean copy of it. And this was cool too. NBA Jam Tournament Edition. So those were 20. Sorry, I'm back. Okay, so now for the really good stuff. I met this guy. He said he does storage unit auctions. And there happened to be one posted on our Craigslist. And I said, oh, did you see that storage unit auction? And he goes, oh, no, I didn't see it. Where is it? And I told him. So I'd actually met him about a week ago. And he said he had some gaming stuff if I wanted to come look. And he doesn't really know prices. He's just sort of trying to get rid of the stuff. And he had a bunch of stuff. So for $20, I got Silent Hill Downpour, which I really should just be able to resell. Resident Evil 4 for the PS4. And then he had Resident Evil 5, which this is still factory sealed. And Resident Evil 6, which is also still factory sealed. So that was cool. And then this is sealed. Project Sylphid, Arc of Deception. I've never played it. I don't know. It doesn't really seem like something I would play. I think I'm probably just going to leave this one sealed. But so that was cool, and it's great because the storage units, you never know what's laying around. So anyway, I bought these from him for $20, which I thought was fair, $4 a piece. So when I told him about this sale, I said, oh, there's a sale going on. He goes, oh, wow, I'll go down there. And then he texted me the next day. He said, I found some Atari games, some PS1 games, some PS2 games, some PS3 games. all this stuff. So I kind of went through and I started flipping through this box, and I was amazed at what I was seeing. Such good stuff in there. And, you know, again, I don't try to cheat people or whatever, but if you're in a business like buying storage units and reselling stuff, I think it's up to you to do your research and know what things have value. And I think he didn't want to put that time in, or he just didn't care, but he was trying to get rid of all the games. And I didn't want to throw out a super low number. I mean, the funny thing is after the fact. So I threw out the number. I said, how about $80 for this? And he goes, yeah. He was like quickly, oh yeah, that sounds great. So I was like, man, he jumped at that. He didn't even say like, oh, this guy's willing to pay 80. Maybe these are worth a little more or something. Like, he was just like, cool. So I didn't want to low ball him, but looking back, I mean, I could have offered him $40, and I think he would have been, yep, yeah, that sounds great, because he snatched up the 80. And then he threw in some other stuff that was, so there was one empty case, Castlevania Portrait of Ruin for the DS. So everything here was $80, and there's some that are crazy good in here, and I don't know if I'm going to save them for last. I think I'm just going to grab stuff out of the bags in whatever order they come out of. So there's some Atari 2600 games, Pac-Man, Asteroids, Human Cannonball, that's one I didn't have, throw that in the collection, Berserk, Kaboom, and Space Attack. So it's just a mix. I'm going to go through this. I'm not going to separate them into consoles. It's PS1, it's PS2, it's PS3. Chrono Cross, Greatest Hits. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City for PS3, which actually was not, it's pretty decent. This is Resident Evil 2. Disc 1, Leon, Disc 2, Claire, for the PS1. So no case for it, but Final Fantasy VIII Greatest Hits. This was in here, which is a long box. It's actually a Sega Saturn box for World Series Baseball 2. I said, do you have Saturn games? He said no. But in here is another Disc 2 for Resident Evil 2 and a Metal Gear Solid VR Missions. Like I said, this came out of a unit, so a lot of stuff's just laying around. Star Ocean, Till the End of Time. I still can't ever find this Black Label. I find this all the time, and it's almost always Greatest Hits. Heavy Rain for the PS3. Kingdom Hearts RE Chain of Memories. Soul Reaver 2. Most of these are complete. Some are missing manuals. Fortunately, the very heavy hitters that are in here are complete and in great shape. Greatest Hits Final Fantasy Chronicles. One I had never seen. Sayuki Journey West. When I saw this, I saw Koei, and just the look of it, I thought this looks like something that would have some value. So about $60 or so. Sayuki Journey West. One I had never seen before. Definitely going in my collection. Greatest Hits Final Fantasy IX. A Silent Hill Downpour, which this actually goes for a little bit, which is cool. This I had never seen before. This is GTA San Andreas for the PS2, but it's a special edition one that I haven't seen. I looked it up a little. It looks like it goes for probably 20, maybe $25. This one isn't in great shape, so it's probably 20 bucks or something. Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22. Another one I didn't have for the collection. Tomb Raider Legend. Haunting Ground. One of the first games that I saw when I started flipping through the box. Manual is in excellent shape. These discs are like, some of the discs in here are a little rough, but like this one is looking good. So, Haunting Ground. I would pay $80 just for that. That one's getting up there. RPG Maker 3. One that you really don't see that often. It doesn't have a ton of value, but you don't see it too much. Primal. Here you go. Silent Hill 2. That's getting up $80 or so. I think that was one. Yeah, that one is missing the manual. So that's probably just going to get sold. Castlevania Curse of Darkness. Did not have it. Here's a good one. The original Silent Hill, Black Label. I had this one, Greatest Hits. And, well, that's interesting. There's a Sims disc in there. There's also the Silent Hill disc underneath it. Got scared there for a minute. But yeah, discs are really nice on these. That one's up near $100 as well. So, again, $80. I was blown away. A loose disc, Tekken 2, Final Fantasy X-2, and Kingdom Hearts 2. Loose disc, Grid for PS3. Here's a good one, Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. I missed some Atari. Chopper Command for the 2600. Wave Race 64. Did not actually have that. It's nice to add some 64 stuff. Silent Hill Homecoming. That was one of the loose discs. Resident Evil 4 for the PS2. Loose disc, Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain. The Sims Bustin' Out. Resident Evil Outbreak, the first one. Loose disc, Kingdom Hearts. Another one of these memory card holder things. It had 2 memory cards in it. It's just a PS1 memory card holder. Silent Hill Origins, another good one. The Sims 2. Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban. Harry Potter, Chamber of Secrets. Final Fantasy Origins, that's one I did not have. Cool to find it. Another good one, Silent Hill 4, The Room. That's $80 right there. Final Fantasy X. Oh, there's even more 2600 games in here. Super Breakout. Combat. A lot of these are just... I don't really... Centipede. I don't really collect 2600, but at the same time, when I find them in lots, I just... Canyon Bomber. Galaxian. And Video Olympics. Here's a cool one. Growlancer, Heritage of War. Not one that I had heard of. Code Veronica X, Greatest Hits. A Resident Evil Dead Aim was in there. That was cool. About a $30 game. Road Rash 3D. And Resident Evil 5 for PS3. It's like a gold edition with the slipcover. I'm assuming it has... So it's got the game, it's got Lost in Nightmares and Desperate Escape, which must be DLC, 4 new costumes, extra figure, I don't know. It's the complete edition or whatever you call it. Catherine for PS3. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, good one. And the greatest hits of Final Fantasy VII. There was 2 loose discs. There was actually a GameCube, but he had no controllers, no cords. I said, no. He goes, there's a game in there, though. And I opened it, and there was 2 games in there, both loose disc. Sonic 2 Adventure Battle, and a good one, Wind Waker. So those were cool. And some of the cream of the crop stuff here. 2 games left. Obscure. That one's going for some pretty good money. I'd have to check again. Last time I looked, though, well over, I think, 100. Might be in the 200 range. And last, this one I did save the best for last. In amazing shape. Kuon. Yeah. Manual is flawless. Game disc is flawless. As I was looking through the games, I thought, oh wow. And I flipped on Kuon. And I remember Kuon. I actually have a copy. This is my second one. I thought it was at like 250. Because I remember for a while there, Rule of Rose and Kuon, it was like, oh, Rule of Rose is worth 300 and Kuon's only 250. And I was like, wow, Kuon now is like almost 3, and Rule of Rose came down to like 270, so Kuon was worth a little bit more. I thought it was in the $200 to $300 range. I looked it up. It's going for $750 complete, which is like insane. I mean, and I already have it. So this one is going to be to go for sale. And yeah, like I say, I think it's on a person. If you're in a business and your whole business is buying things and then reselling them, I don't see any reason why you would let something like what the value of those things you're selling is just go like, well, I don't know, I didn't take the time to see what it was worth. It's like your whole business is buying things and then reselling them. You have to know values of things if that's going to be your business. So $80 for all that. I'm blown away. I added it all up. It's just over just under $2,500 in value. And the guy said, hey, if I find any more units, you'll be the first person. I'll call you up, let you know. Which is it's perfect because I don't have time to go to auctions. So if he's going to go to auctions, knowing that I want video games, and you know, that could work out very, very, very well. I thought I had. Anyway, and so what we've been playing lately? I've been playing a lot of poker, not as many video games. But for Halloween, me and Katie started Costume Quest, a really fun RPG where you go around, you trick or treat, you level up your party. You're trying to. It was actually a limited run game. I had it digitally because it was free on PS3 a long time ago, but we just opened up the limit. I'm more and more I'm trying to not keep stuff sealed. You know, I bought a lot of limited run stuff, kept it sealed because it's going to go up in value. I know they are. But I think down the road, you know, if you have a sealed one or not, I don't think it's going to be a difference of hundreds of dollars. It might be a difference of, and it depends on the game, you know. Like I probably won't ever open my Night Trap just because I don't particularly want to play it, and I think that a sealed Night Trap for the Switch will really have some value. Costume Quest for the PS4, it's like you're going to open it and it's going to, drop the value by $10 10 years down the line, or so it doesn't matter. So we've been playing that for Halloween. Basically, we wanted to play something with a Halloween theme. Really fun game. And then I don't have it here to show as pickup, but we were in Walmart the other day and they had the Grand Theft Auto 5. So Katie really wanted to play GTA 5. And I was like, oh yeah, I've got it right here on PS3. So we put it in the PS3, gets stuck at the loading screen. We Google it. It says, that happens all the time. If you get stuck at the loading screen, do this and this and this. We load it again. She's in the very first level where you're in the bank. And you're supposed to walk up to the security guard. And it's supposed to trigger a cutscene. This one, no triggered the cutscene. She was like walking around the inside of the bank doing circles. Couldn't figure out where to go. And I was like, man, this is not cool. Like, as a collector, when you collect a game and you're like, I'd like to play that in the future. That's sort of, you know, people collect for different reasons. But I look at it like, if I'm going to collect a game and put it on my gaming shelf, it's something I could pull down and play one day if I felt like it. So, first, Katie wanted to play The Sims 3 on PS3. That one got stuck at the loading screen. It wouldn't do anything. Then she wanted to play GTA 5, and that was happening. And I thought, how many of these games are on my shelf? And if I'm going to, like, pull one down to play it, and it's going to, like, first need to do this huge update, and then once it does it, it's not going to actually function properly. Like, it got me thinking, damn, maybe like some of the consoles, like obviously if you're collecting retro cartridge stuff, you stick it in, it plays, it's going to work, or it's not, but if it powers on, it's going to work. But the Xbox 360 PS3 generation, I mean, maybe we just happened to pick the two games, but like we were 2 for 2. She had two games she wanted to play, both of them had issues. She couldn't play The Sims 3. We ended up buying Sims 4 on PS4, and it worked, and that one was fine. So we're in Walmart, and they had GTA 5, like the full complete edition with all the DLC and everything for $20. So I didn't bring that one upstairs, but we also picked that up as well. Kind of a longer video, but I've been saving, like I said, I've been working a ton, and I saved up a bunch of stuff kind of to show all at once. Hope everyone's doing good. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys have been finding. And I'm still working on this game room. I mean, you guys could probably see that now I do have things pretty much organized into, you know, that's PS4. This is Xbox One with some Switch. You know, things are getting basically organized. But I'm just so like, I want it just the way I want it. So for me, there's still a ton of work to do up here. Sorry about the light. But yeah, we'll see. Still finding things, and I'll let you know if I find any more things. I'm going to get some of this stuff cleaned up and put away and stuff like that. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.